The second one, have a plan of attack. Just doing the research and then jumping all in with no plan is like starting out on a trip to the coast and not having a clue of what roads to take or even which direction you're supposed to go. You may or may not make it to your destination, but even if you do, odds are it won't be very smooth. Welcome back to Defeating Weekly. I'm your host, Craig Olson. Thank you, as always, for checking out this week's episode. I'm excited to continue to get back into the swing of things, slowly making progress on doing the things that I expect and being back on schedule. It's always hard starting new things like we talked about last week with getting back into the swing of things. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, I highly suggest you check it out. We're getting going. This week's topic, I'm excited about it. It's something that is awesome to do. It's something that we all do in different ways, and it can be a lot of fun. And that's the idea of learning new skills. This past summer, Tasha and I embarked on a new project that required us to learn a lot of new skills on a project that was a step up from anything we had ever done. We've done a lot of great projects, but this is unique. So for those of you that know Tasha and I, you know we're not afraid to take on new projects, and sometimes we take on projects one right after the other. We hate sitting around and doing nothing. It's just not in our nature, which I thoroughly enjoy having a wife who is like-minded to this in this respect, even though sometimes it makes us exhausted. We've done many different projects over the years, from redoing our kitchen to putting flooring in, extending our deck, and building our workout room, including drywall, which will never happen again. However, this summer we took on the task of extending the loft on the inside of our cabin. This required us setting up new pillars and running beams across the cabin to support the flooring of the upstairs. While some of the skills were things that we've used and have done in the past, the size and height were things very unique to us that we hadn't done before. So we had to do a lot of research. We talked to our neighbors who are builders and did a lot of prep work. We dug in to YouTube videos, all the different resources to learn more about it. And when I say a lot of research, we've been planning this since we bought the house over a year and a half ago. Just like with learning any new skill, we had to do the pre-work and understand the various components of what we were setting out to do. When you start learning a new skill, it's important to gain knowledge on the skill beforehand. Granted, sometimes we can just jump right into something and figure it out along the way, but generally speaking, those are the projects that you end up spending a lot more time on it than it probably should have taken, and typically don't turn out as good as you really hoped. Whether you're building something new or learning a new skill in something like a sport, it's important to know what you're getting into. Being a golfer, it's awesome to see new people trying out the sport. However, I often find myself scratching my head as I'm out on the course and I'm playing this tough course that's tough for any kind of golfer. And I see a new golfer out there who you can tell has never played the game before and is struggling around the course and not looking like they're enjoying it that much. I think about the fact that they spent at least $100, if not more, to come out here ill prepared and trying to learn and take on a sport that people can play their entire lives and struggle to figure it out. I wonder who suggested this to them, and if that person had ever went out to the driving range prior to actually going out on the course to see if they were able to hit the ball. So some action steps to help you as you take on the task of learning new skills. The first one, do your research. When learning a new skill, it's important to really find out if it's something that you're going to actually be able to do. For us and the cabin, we had an idea of what we could do, we have a lot of confidence in ourselves, but we did our research to see if it was even possible. Research involves such things as talking to people with knowledge in the skill, watching videos about the skill, and even simply using good old Google to find out more information. The second one, have a plan of attack. Just doing the research and then jumping all in with no plan is like starting out on a trip to the coast and not having a clue of what roads to take or even which direction you're supposed to go. You may or may not make it to your destination, but even if you do, odds are it won't be very smooth. And third, start small. If you're learning a new skill, it's important to take small steps towards reaching that goal. You're building a new skill. Don't expect to be amazing at the skill right away. The projects Tosh and I have been working on over the years have helped us build up towards this project. It wasn't on a whim. We had been building up our skills in order to feel comfortable. It is vital that you are honest with yourself and your skill set before embarking on any new skill, especially if it has any threat of danger. This week's quotes: learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and diligence. And that was by Abigail Adams. The second one, continuing to use it. Tools and knowledge only work with action. You're learning those skills. You got to put them into action. So now with regards to the expanding of our loft, we have finished it and it looks awesome. In fact, it's stronger than the original smaller loft that was in the cabin. It took a lot of work and time, but proof that if you take the necessary steps to learning a new skill, you can be successful. I hope you guys have a great day and defeat the week.